Okay, Dragons, you've just finished watching Coach Aldridge take you through the front part of your notes from your handout. So I'd like to walk you through the problem that's on the back. Because, well, you might see one on your test. Here we go. It says two legs of a right triangle meet perpendicularly at -4, 2. One leg of the triangle lies on the line y equals 3/2 x plus 8. What is the equation of the other leg? Hint, use the graph to draw a picture to help you see what's going on. Alright, so the most basic thing we can do is put that point on our grid. 4 to the left, 2 up. So now we look at the other equation. The other equation is in a particular form. It's in slope-intercept form. So there are several things you can do in order to graph y equals 3/2 x plus 8. You could, since it's solved for y, simply come over here and type it in your y equals. And then you could hit graph, and you can see that it has a positive slope. And to find some points, you can just do second graph and go grab you some points. So if I come over here and look at some nice points, I could put 0, 8. So let's put that on there. 0, 8 is right here. And we already have enough points to graph. If you want to put another one on there, you could put like -2, 5. But that's enough in order to get the line positioned. So I'm going to take a ruler, straight edge, or a piece of paper folded several times to get a straight edge and say that's one side of my right triangle. And this has a slope of 3/2. So my slope is 3/2. I'm going to make a little note of that. Because now the key word is perpendicular. So if I visualize this, perpendicular, one of these is my red line. That's not perpendicular, that's parallel. Perpendicular means that it's going to cross at a right angle. So I'm going to try to make my L. You see the little L there? It comes down there for my right angle. I can put a right angle somewhere. It's going to look something like this. Okay? So how do I do that? There's actually two ways you could do this. The first thing is to say if I'm going to be perpendicular, I need to use the opposite reciprocal. Okay, so what's the sign on this slope, this red line we already have? That's positive. So the slope for the other guy has to be negative. That's what the opposite is. And now reciprocal means I'm going to flip the fraction. So 3/2 becomes 2/3. Okay? So the quick way is to simply say, well, if I'm going through -4, 2, I'm going to put my pencil right here and I'm going to just rise and run. Okay? Well, if I do that, if I go down 2 and write 3, I can put a dot, down 2, right 3. That's going to allow me to position my line, but the only problem with that is my y-intercept is not very clear. So, in order for it to be clear, I'm going to go to old reliable. That's right, my point slope formula. Because see, I have a point, and now I have a slope, so I'm just going to use that. Point slope. Love it. It's a great place to start. So, again, going back to my original ordered pair, my x is a -4. So I'm going to subtract a -4. You remember what subtracting a -4 is the same as? That's right. Adding 4. My slope, we've already said, we've already kind of doctored it up. It's not 3/2. I've got to use the opposite reciprocal, so I'm going to use a -2/3. And what was my y value? My y value was 2. Okay, so this is the equation of the perpendicular guy in point slope. If I distribute, negative 2/3 x, 2 times 4 is 8 over 3. That's a fraction. Some of you are already freaking out. And the last step, hopefully you know what to do here. We're going to add 2. Make zeros. And if you use your calculator to type in that fraction plus that whole number, you'll get a negative 2/3. And there is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the given one.